JoJo's All-Star Battle is coming back. Hey, what's up guys, it's Mark Yoon, and today I'm bringing a hopefully exciting video. So what I want to talk to you about today is the recent Sony State of Play that came out. The most interesting thing to me that I got out of that was actually the re-release announcement of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure All-Star Battle. Specifically R, I guess, for a re-release or whatever this time around. Now, this is very exciting because we did get a port of Eyes of Heaven, which is the next game in, I guess, the series. They're both developed by CC2 and they use the similar assets, so I'm not sure if they're actually supposed to be in line because they're completely different fighting styles of games. But All-Star Battle Royale is one that I actually wanted to get ported from the PS3. I know in like the EU it's like actually taken off the shop with all the DLC, but the reason why I was so excited and into it isn't so much the JoJo aspect of it, because we have Eyes of Heaven, right? Even though the fighting style is different and more enjoyable in All-Star Battle in my opinion. But we have Ikuru Hashizawa, which is, I know better as Bao. Now, who is Bao? Bao is the last DLC character in the Japanese version, and I think he was with Pack 1 in the US port, I believe. So they touted 50 characters, or over 50 characters in the trailer, which I'm going to be showing the trailer here while I talk about it. I'm sure you've seen it. You can watch it on Bandai Namco's YouTube. I'm not going to do the full screen or anything because I don't want this video to get claimed. But this character, it works a little bit differently than other guest characters, and I just want to explain a little bit about this. So, who is Bao? Well, Bao is from the same mangaka, actually. I have it back there. Hold on, give me a second. So this is Bao. I don't know how good of this you can see, but as you can see, he is created by the same mangaka as JoJo, which is Hirohiki Arakai, or Arakai, yeah. So this makes him somewhat of a guest. I say somewhat because of the rights issues. Like, he's from the same mangaka, so maybe they can get in the rights with JoJo's when they're producing this game. Well, if they have the distribution rights to that, they would probably just have to ask the head studio, who is in charge of Araki's work, to see if they can actually implement him back in here. It's not like another guest character for like Mortal Kombat or something, because it's somewhere similar to how you see Arale in a bunch of Dragon Ball games. Arale is actually from like Dr. Slump. She's not from Dragon Ball, even though she has appeared in Dragon Ball. But the fact that it is all under like Akira Toriyama's work, then that's why we've seen her in like a lot of different games. So I'm hoping that Izuru, or Bao, as I mostly know him as, is in this game. But the reason I'm hopeful is because of A, it should be easy, and B, the original game, All-Star Battle on PlayStation 3 had 40 characters, and this says 50 characters. And I know that like the picture that you actually see behind me that they showed at the end of the trailer has the stars with some of the shards missing, and I thought that was for like DLC characters, but it's actually not, because some of the DLC characters that weren't part of the DLC, like Part 3 Joseph, Old Man Joseph, is actually in there. He wasn't part of the game, only second season Joseph was. So it's interesting that they have all the DLC on there, but then I got to thinking, I'm like, there's like 10 extra characters in Eyes of Heaven that didn't appear in All-Star Battle. Well, why does that matter? Well, they're both CC2, so like they're both, I guess this is in the same series. CC2 developed both games, and it uses the same assets. Like the character models are almost identical, and it's just like the fighting style is different. Like the way it's like team battles on like an open arena. It's more like Eyes of Heaven is more of an arena fighter, and it's, you know, more of a 2.5D traditional fighter for All-Star Battle Royale, or All-Star Battle. So what I wanted to hope that there's actually two characters in that I'm not sure are going to make it back, and I hope they do. One is Bao, and the second is, there's like a final version of Dio that shows up in that game as like a final boss, and that's only in that game. I don't think that version was in Eyes of Heaven. I could be wrong, but I'm hoping for that as well. So we know pretty much all the characters are going to be in there. Actually, from the wiki, I'm going to link in the description box below. I'll send you the pages for both All-Star Battle and for Eyes of Heaven. That way you can see the full rosters on both and compare them, so you can know which characters are going to be making up that 10 slots. And hopefully Izuru is one of them. I'm going to get the game regardless because it's a really fun game, and I actually don't have it on PS3. The only time I've ever played it is over at Raggarolf's house, because I wasn't watching JoJo at that time. Now, I do have Eyes of Heaven on PS4, and I liked that game and enjoyed it a lot, but I did really miss playing the traditional style of All-Star Battle. I was excited when I saw this. I saw a ton of people, like, in articles automatically saying, like, a new JoJo game, and I'm like, this isn't not new, this is, like, from PS3, and people pretty quickly caught on. I'm not saying I was the first one to mention that, but I did notice immediately from the state of play, like, when I saw the art style from the trailer, I knew what it was, because I've been hoping this game had gotten ported, actually, for a while. So, before I even got into JoJo's, I was a huge Bao fan. Like, Bao is a manga, I own the manga, but it also was, more importantly, what I watched first was an OVA in, like, the early 90s. I had it on VHS. It's just this, I mean, it's so 90s cheese, it's great, but, like, the power set of Bao is awesome. He's like an alien symbiote with, like, powers with, like, electricity, and he can, like, melt stuff, and, like, he's got blades on his arms. He's just, like, really, really freaking cool. Think, like, Carnage meets, like, I don't know, if Carnage gets a bunch of powers from Spider-Man. Like, that's how cool he is. And I really enjoyed that OVA a lot. I've seen it a million times. I think you can actually find it on YouTube, but you should watch it legally. And as soon as I found out that he was going to be DLC for All-Star Battle, I wanted to get the game. Now, I didn't really grab it at that time. I don't know why. Maybe there's some other stuff that was coming out at the same time, but I'm definitely picking it up this time around, and I'm definitely going to be covering it. I don't know how many people actually care or are going to watch it because it's like a re-release, but I'm excited, so hopefully you are as excited as I am, especially for Izuru. Now, I hope that he comes back. I hope that Bao is part of it for the reasons that I mentioned, but I'm not 100% sure, but I'm just hoping that he is. I'll still get the game and play the game, and it'll still be a great game without him, but that would just add some extra icing on the cake, because besides some, like, Japanese released games, like, there's been no other way to play as, like, Bao here. He's even more rare than some of the Hunter x Hunter characters, because at least they've had, like, you know, mobile ports. So, I don't know, like, I'm super excited about this, and I'm super hoping that, like, it does have everything, because there's actually a secondary story mode too. It's kind of like a quest mode type of deal. It's like an extra mode, a supplementary story mode, I guess would be the best way to call it. Compare it mainly to, like, something like Chronicles of the Sword from Soul Calibur 3 for my audience. It's not the main story mode, but there's other stuff to do. And even the DLC characters get story stuff. Like, Bao actually has story stuff within the game, and I believe he shows up as, like, the final boss for, like, Jolene's, like, part of the story. I could be wrong, but that's what I understand. But anyway, not to get too much off track and make this too long of a video, are you guys excited for JoJo's new game, or, well, re-release game? And if so, who are you going to be maining, and who are you most excited for? And do you agree that the 10 missing characters that are on this list that make up the 50 are the characters that were in Eyes of Heaven? If so, any and all thoughts are always welcome in the comment section down below or on Discord. And as I always say, guys, I love it. Thank you.
And thank you.